Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the HTC U Ultra. Now, I'm a big fan of HTC's phones. I always have been. I have the HTC 10 right here, just kind of for comparison purposes, because this guy has a 5.2-inch 1440p Super AMOLED 5 display, and the U Ultra is 5.7 inches, but it's also Super LCD 5. I'm a fan of AMOLED displays myself. But I gotta say, the LCDs that HTC used last year were really good. Um, I didn't find that to be the case with the M9, so assuming that they use the same kind of display, I think we're in pretty good shape. All right, so let's get this guy open. It's not going to be a brand new model. They had to wait for review units, so I assume that this model has been reviewed by someone else already. This is the Sapphire Blue device. As you can see, stunning. I gotta say that what are they calling it? The liquid back really looks awesome. It's lighter than I expected because it's a pretty big phone, to be honest. We can turn it on right here. As you can see, USB Type C. No headphone jack, which is worth noting here. There's that 12 megapixel camera on the back with the dual LED flash, volume rocker, and power button. Let's see what else is in the box while this boots up. All right, we got our HTC SIM pin. By the way, this phone is only sold unlocked. Well, we got a nice little lint-free cloth here with some lint on it. Um, some instructions inserting the SIM. No thanks. Oh, it comes with a case, which is pretty cool. A clear case, which is actually pretty useful for this type of phone. Which obviously it's already got fingerprints on it that you can see in the video, so it's going to catch fingerprints pretty quick. Now, I've noticed this with other phones that have this metallic type of back. I've not noticed it as much with the LG G6 here, which stays pretty free of fingerprints. Other phones like Samsung's, you can see that gets the fingerprints pretty easily. So let's see what else. Got the case. Got a bunch of you could tell this phone was used before because they just kind of put this stuff back in the box. All right, something was ripped open. Does it come with a charger or did the last? All right, so we have headphones that have almost certainly been in someone else's ears, but they look pretty clean, so obviously I'll try them out. And they're also USB Type C headphones, which I don't have any of those. I have regular headphones, I have Lightning headphones, but I do not have USB Type C headphones. So here's a USB Type A to Type C cable, which seems to be standard for most phones. USB Type A wall adapter. The only phone I've ever seen that actually comes with a USB Type C to Type C connector is the LG Nexus 6. Nexus 5X, I should say. Okay, so I'd say that the Super LCD 5 display does look pretty good. We're not going to restore this from a backup, just so we see what it comes pre-installed with. Obviously, there will not be any carrier apps, and this is because, like I said, the phone is only available unlocked. You won't be able to get it from AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or Sprint. It's unlocked only, and it costs $749. As we can see, we do have a fingerprint scanner on here, which is on the front, which is kind of rare for Android devices these days. We're seeing more and more of them on the back of the device. So let's just set this up. So like I said, it is $749, and that's kind of what I'm struggling with this phone. I'm sure it's a great phone. I love HTC's phones. I really do. But does it justify $749 for an unlocked phone? Whereas you can get a Samsung Galaxy S8 for, let's just do this, share my location, whatever, take it all. You get a Samsung Galaxy S8 from your carrier for what, $25, $30 a month, and the thing is, it uses a Snapdragon 821 chipset, right? So it's going to be a moderate incremental improvement over the HTC 10, which uses a Snapdragon 820. So you're not getting a big bump in terms of performance. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, so you're not really getting a bump there. It's got 12 megapixel camera, f1.8. You're not really getting a bump there. Front camera is 16 megapixels, which is massive compared to the 5 megapixels in the last one. So maybe that'll be something. I would think that they want to, like I said when I unboxed the LG G6 a couple weeks ago, I would think that they're trying to make up for that minor increase in performance with other features. Now they have a new design, which is a big deal because HTC used kind of the same design with the HTC One M7, M8, M9, and then the 10, right? Like this was all kind of similar to what came before it. So, and a lot of people were upset about that with the M9. They would just kind of say, "Oh, it's just a minor change because it looks the same." So now they actually have one that looks different, which is pretty cool. We got the dual display on top. We can tap here to learn more. Let's start. That's going to be one of the big selling points of this because, okay, swipe left or right. That's going to be one of the main selling points to this because there's not that much here that's actually different from its predecessor. And like the Samsung Galaxy S8 uses a Snapdragon 835, which is actually the next generation of Qualcomm chips. So that's like I said, that's kind of where I'm struggling. I'm trying to figure out where the average consumer comes in and pays $750 plus tax for this device, plus an activation fee from your carrier, unless you're enough to swap out SIM cards. And I don't think it works on Verizon or Sprint. It just doesn't have the LTE bands or the CDMA radio. But with Verizon, if a phone supports band 13, Verizon has to support it on its network. This phone doesn't have that band, so you're basically looking at AT&T or T-Mobile. We can see, I believe it's Android 7.0. Software information here. It's not going to give us a Sense version. HTC doesn't do Sense versions anymore. So we can see that the software is pretty much the same as it was on the HTC 10, right? And honestly, just looking at the specs, it's really design changes. I love the idea of a second display, and I'm looking forward to spending a little more time with this because, like the LG V20, this is the V10 was the one that really got them started on the second display, and no one had really done that before. So I've always thought it was a pretty good idea because really you have the time and stuff that's there. You could use it for immediate controls when you have stuff playing, quick settings and stuff like that. And it can be useful. And it's not just useful for telling the time because so many phones these days, that just woke it up, but so many phones these days just have an always on display like this. So, and you can see notifications up there. So again, we'll see where the review of the U Ultra takes us. But I gotta say, it is a beautiful phone. I'm looking forward to using it because I really just do like the experience on HTC's devices. I love the themes, which without really getting into the themes here, we can see it on the HTC 10. I have a Doctor Who theme that I downloaded. It's pretty cool that a lot of people like stock Android. I'm not a big stock Android fan because there are some really good skins to Android, and I really think that HTC's Sense is one of them. Obviously, I mean the newer versions, the older versions weren't so good. But yeah, so I'll have a review of this in a couple weeks. HTC said I had 2 weeks with it, so it should be about 2 weeks. And that's it for now. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.